as well as interests in music. Now, instead of diving in head first and chasing a record deal, the Mbabane Swaziland-born Gule took his time and worked on his craft by featuring on artist projects before focusing on his own solo career. He maintains that he doesn't want to be genre boxed, but says R&B and soulful pop come close enough to describing his sound. Now, his newly released debut album, which uses his voice, his songwriting and production skills, is titled Handwritten. And Apple Gule joins us live in studio to tell us more about this album. Apple, thank you so much for your time. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, take me through Handwritten as a title for your album. Why specifically Handwritten?
I don't know. I had to, go back home and just think about, what it meant to me. And what I wanted to do was, get my family involved in it as well. So I actually used my nephew, my little nephew. He just learned how to read and write. Yeah. So I asked him to do all the artwork for the album. And yeah, I just thought it was something, just to keep me home and grounded, I think. That's why I chose that title and obviously used him as my muse for the artwork.
That's beautiful. That's actually beautiful. Well, you were performing your song there. I was so serenaded. I was having my own little music video there by the youth stands. My colleagues were laughing at me. But now you name R&B and soul as well as pop as genres that sort of inform your music. Yeah. How did you end up with those genres as opposed to house, hip hop, or even jazz? I
mean, listen, I love house, I love hip hop and everything, but I just thought, let me go back to what I love actually as an artist. And I love, R&B, I love soul music, I love that emotional connection you can get with that kind of genre. Right. So I thought, let me do this. I'm good at it, I love it, and I guess the rest is history.
And what sort of informs your lyrical content? What do you then talk about in your music?
Well, R&B is traditionally love and heartbreak type of music. I touch on that, but I like to also add a bit of spice to it in terms of, talking about a friend maybe, and then using metaphors and similes to make it seem like it's about love, but then, using more literal terms and, just playing around with this.
Yeah, and I've always been curious, is it true that musicians, specifically in, R&B, use their personal experiences to sort of express, their song or their music at the time?
I think it is true. I guess it makes it more believable if you use your personal experience. Right. And you can write a story, but how you project it and how it comes across to the listener might not always, resonate with them. Yeah. So you have to, use your own story and make it personal to you so people can actually believe it.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about your different talents. I mean, I mentioned songwriting, singing, as well as production skills, some of your, the skills that you have in producing music. But which do you regard as your strength?
I would definitely say songwriting. I'd like to be known as a songwriter first. I like to write for myself, for other people. And I think it's a dying art, especially in South Africa. I think you have to be a songwriter first so people can take your music seriously. So I'd like to be known as a songwriter first, and then I want to show off my voice as well.
I think there's someone that definitely influenced, being a songwriter and a musician as well. Like, who could you name as, probably living, or past legends that have sort of influenced your music?
I would say definitely my biggest influence in music is John Legend. I love that man. He's so smooth. Are you kidding me?
The resemblance, actually.
The resemblance?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Thank you. Yeah, no, John Legend's my guy. Yeah, I love his music. I love how he writes his music. I love what he talks about and how he just, comes across, his demeanor and everything. I think it's perfect.
But what makes then your music different? I'm sure, we have different, R&B artists in the world, in the continent of Africa. What sets you apart then?
I don't know. I think music has been around for such a long time that you can't really always find a unique thing. But I think what makes it better for me is that you have to tell your own story. And that's what I try to do in my music. You can't always be, a different character. Let's say, far and few between. But at the same time, you can be in an industry or a genre, but do what you do and do it well. And then people will be like, okay, that's an Apple guy. Yeah, I like him,
You have that distinct sound
100%,
about it, you know? But, for those who want to know where to find your music, where can they get it? How much is it?
Well, right now the EP is on iTunes and Google Play, SoundCloud. So first listen on SoundCloud. Right. If you like it, buy it. But pretty much everywhere. Check it on YouTube. All platforms, I say.
Alrighty then. Apple Gule, of course, your album is out, Handwritten. Thank you so much for coming, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Well, that's singer, producer, and songwriter Apple Gule speaking to us about his debut album titled Handwritten. We'll do stay with Morning Live to hear a few tracks from the album performed live by the artist himself. We're going for a short ad break, and we'll be back after this.